Hey everybody, welcome back to Wrenching with Grandpa. Shop Dog's in the house and she's not real happy because she's in there and I'm out here, but she's recuperating from a recent hip injury. She decided she wanted to try to set a new world record for running up and down the stairs unabated. So she's being dealt with. Anyway, welcome back. Been doing a few things off camera. Yeah, been doing some things off camera. Listen, boys and girls, let me tell you, if you've got any kind of medical issues in your life, attend to them. Grandpa just got out of the hospital after a couple of days. Thought I was having a heart attack. Fortunately, that wasn't the case, and after multiple tests, I'm in better shape than I thought I was. But there are a lot of us out there that need to take care of ourselves, me included. I've got some things I have to do in changing my lifestyle and some of the things I deal with. So do what you need to stay healthy, because you only get one shot. And trust me, you can't rebuild your body the way you can these old cars. The parts aren't down at the auto parts store. With that being said, PSA's done. Let's move forward. Let's check out what we're going to do today. Come on. What we're going to try to accomplish today is putting the valve covers back on the engine, the new shiny ones. Now, Jerry came by earlier today and we looked over everything here, and everything's in good shape. Looks like we don't have any spring issues. Everything's good. So we're going to go ahead and see about putting the nice new shiny Mopar valve covers on it. And so once that's done, we can fire up and make sure that we don't have any leaks, and we'll move on to something else. So let's get started. So we've got the shiny new part. I'm going to set it right there. We're using the Velcro Pro cork gaskets, and they do have the metal inner liner, which helps to hold them together as well as add additional sealing opportunities for you. It's my impression that these are a no sealant required application, but Grandpa's old school. We will be using a little bit of JB Weld gasket maker, RTV, just a little bit, not a much, just more for tacking to make sure that everything's going to stay in place during the point of application. So let's get started here and see what we can come up with. Come on, girl. There we go. Sometimes it's best if you kind of work your material before you try to apply it. Well, let's try to see if I can spray this stuff all over everything. We're starting to get a little bit out of her. You know what, boys and girls? Sometimes valor is the best option. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to try to put a little bit of this just mainly around some of these areas, just to kind of clear this spout. And hopefully this didn't turn into a disaster. we'll get down to the good stuff right here. And we're just going to kind of put some key points right along our attachments. Now I'm getting a little bit of, get down here, a little more fresh stuff. Here we go. Like I said, this is more for placement tacking. The gaskets should take care of most of our sealing requirements, but hey, I'm old school. Back in the day, before we had some of the advancements in some of our gasket materials, you would literally paint your gaskets no matter what they were. Gaskets made of cork or neoprene rubber and some sort of a sealant. And in many opportunities, that was probably your best shot, because where I grew up, a lot of cars and trucks and engines were subjected to a lot more abuse than they are in these days, especially with just urban driving. So Grandpa's gonna have to go down and pick him up a fresh tube here. This thing's getting a little crappy, but I'm sure we can. Oh my God. Hey, that's the thing when you got stuff sitting on the shelf that you don't use every day. All right, now we're down to good stuff. Whoa. Down, Simba. All right. Just like I said, a little bit to kind of tack things in, and don't have to overdo it. More is not always better. A lot of times it's worse. All right. Now that we got the, yeah, we got plenty, so we'll just kind of put this over here on the yuck rag, and we will put this back on because I don't think we'll need any more of that. We've got some over here we can use. All right, so now we've got our gasket. Let's put it on. Kind of get her tacked in here. All right, very good. Now, we're going to set that right there. Should be good. And what we're going to do now is we'll go ahead and salvage some of the, no, you know what? That's a mess. Ugh. One for the trash bin. All right, let's do this right. Always good to have an extra rag. This stuff can be messy as hell. Let's go ahead and kind of get our, just a very thin wipe here on our heads. And mainly that's because these are cast heads. These are original EOM heads, and you will see they do have imperfections. That's just the way it was. When you're mass producing these things, they're not all machine shop quality. They weren't intended to be. So you want to kind of just, I'm doing this just out of peace of mind, kind of making sure that I've got some filler. It's kind of like doing body work, honestly. Making sure you've got a good smooth surface so your gaskets, especially in pressure situations where, you know, these things are going to be under a certain amount of pressure, that you've got something there that's going to keep them all sealed properly. So, you know, we'll just kind of get a little bit of this run down through here. Don't really need a lot. It's just a little bit on the surface there to kind of help things out. Kind of get back around this side. Kind of smooth out there a little bit. All right, I think that'll do the job. All right, get some of this off my fingers so I'm not getting it all over everything else. I am going to go ahead and take this off the cover and go ahead and place it here, because this is really the most important contact area. Let's get this out of the way again. Come on, you can do it. And let's lay this in here. Kind of get everything positioned, put in place. Now, I'm probably going to have some of you guys that's going, well, you should have left it in the cover and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, well, you know, we'll see what happens. Go ahead and get a reconditioned bolt here. And we'll kind of start getting things lined up. Sometimes you got to hold your mouth just right to kind of get things started. Mainly, I'm just trying to get her in the position where the gaskets and everything with the cover are. There we go. Now we're starting to make some progress. there we go. Get everything tucked into place. All right, now we're down solid. You want to definitely make sure all your gaskets in place and under all your flanges, so it's going to seal properly to all the surfaces it's supposed to. Nothing like ruining a new valve cover gasket by having it pinched and damaged by misapplication. Been there, done that. All right, let's take a look here. Get some of these kind of down in a little bit. Reach over here. Get that one in. And the fun one, which is way back here, it takes a little bit of concern about getting it in the right place. Come back to that one. This one's taking a little longer because it's got some crap in the threads, okay? So it's not getting torqued down, it's still, it's getting there now. I prefer to do this by hand over power tools because you can over torque stuff so easy, especially with these thinner covers. You can warp it. Hear that pop? That's what I'm talking about. You gotta finesse these ladies down. Try to keep from bending them or misshaping your gaskets. Sometimes it's a process and you got to have some patience with them. You're going to do it without messing something up. You want to make sure you're getting everything equally adjusted. All right, so at this point, we're going to let this set, give it a chance for the adhesive and everything to set and for the cover to, settle in. And once that's done, probably in the next day or two after I've had a couple of temperature cycles, we'll come back and test the tension on the bolts, make sure we're within spec on our torque. Probably somewhere around 20-25 pounds usually is adequate. Like I've said before, it's not bolt mains and things like that, head bolts and things of that nature. So we're getting there. I'm going to go ahead and put the other one on off camera. Just wanted to give you all a quick update. Like I said, I've been kind of off my feet the last couple of days, but I'm back, and I appreciate my son coming out this evening to help me with some video. We'll get the other cover put on it, and maybe before the end of the weekend, we'll go ahead and do a fire up on her, check leak check, and move on to something else. So a little quickie this evening. Thanks for joining me. If you're not subscribed, please consider it. Big thumbs up if you appreciate what we're doing here. Comments are always appreciated, and share with your friends. You never know. We've got a lot of folks out there that are interested in these old cars. We're just trying to bring you some content to make it all worthwhile. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you real soon. Bye-bye.